right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Audacity of Us. Today, we're going to be talking about the audacity of bringing your dates around your friends.
Yeah, I'm excited about this conversation.
How are you?
Yeah, I am. Because it's like, do you have boundaries when it comes to your guy and your friends, or it's just like a free for all? Like, it is what it is. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. So yeah, like, what are the boundaries? Like, do you have boundaries?
I think when we're talking about boundaries, like how quick are these dates meeting our friends? What's the purpose of them meeting our friends? What's the setting? Like how many dates have I gone on with this person to say, okay, we're gonna take the next steps for you to meet my group of girls? And is this gonna be like a vibe check, or are y'all gonna grill him, or what we doing?
Mhm. I think for me, it's more of a if I'm serious about someone, I'm like, I want my cousin, their husbands, I want us to go to dinner, So I incorporate the husbands because I'm like, hey, what do you think about this person? Or, which I haven't, like, I haven't took nobody around my family. It's been 5 years. So I haven't took nobody around to meet them. And I think as you get older, I think it's important for my friends and family to like somebody that I'm with, unless it's like a real reason to why they don't like them. Like if it's like if they if they don't like them, because everybody have a past, you know, and it's like, do you want to share that with your people? And because some people are negative and they'll look at it a little bit sideways, like, like you're dating
But
him.
how long
Or
are you waiting to bring them around your people?
I say for myself, I am. I have one cousin. She's like, they can't come to her home. You have to be with them for a year. And she don't care who you are. You have to wait for a year, and that's respected because that's her home. That's where her kids are. That's where her family are.
Right.
My thing, if I feel like it's a connect and it's a vibe, I say 3 months, but I want us to all go to dinner first instead of going to someone's house. So I rather for us to go to dinner and just see that way. What about you?
Um, I would probably say 6 to 8 months before I bring them around the friends and the family,
Mhm.
because I think like there's like a hierarchy, right? So the first people who got to meet them is my kids, and I'm not gonna rush into that. So however long it takes for him to actually come around the kids, and then after that, then we can start looking into like my cousin Nikki. She's like my sister. They got to meet her. They got to vibe with her because she's a lot like me and she's a Scorpio. So we're kind of on the same page. She'll see stuff that I don't see with the rose colored glasses on. Um, and then we got the friends. So it's like the friends is almost, because I'm not introducing nobody to my family for real, for real. Because I mean, I'm grown. Like, I don't need daddy's permission to date somebody at
Mhm.
this point in life. But if he just so happened to come over on like a holiday or whatever, my dad's there, cool. But that's not like a priority. But I would say friends is like their last on the totem pole. That's about 6 to 8 months, depending on what we're doing. Because if we're still just talking like the first couple of months, they really don't need to meet nobody because we're not going nowhere.
I agree with that. I think it's just different for me because it's kind of like I have you are my friend, and then I have another friend. So technically, I really only have two friends, and then the rest of them, like I have a work friend. So, but the two people, so with y'all two, it's like what I will tell you about them, but I wouldn't bring them around just yet. So let me clear that. And even with my family, you know, I'm always I always used to be going on dates, and it's kind of like I'll tell them, I'll be like, well, this one? Is this one? And they all be like, even y'all be like, I can't keep up. Like, what did this one do? I'm like, well, I'll be like, this is Tattoo Bobby. I'm just saying something. Like, I don't even know who Tattoo Bobby is, but I'm just saying.
I didn't say you
So
ain't
when
talking
I
about him.
so when I am explaining somebody that you guys have a name, like I'll be like, shoot. Like I would name somebody in a minute, but it's all good because y'all have to know who I'm talking about. Like, shoot. Tattoo Willie, Tattoo Willie coming to pick me up. I'm about to go on a date with Tattoo Willie.
Right.
So it's kind of like and they'll ask, how did the date go? And then I'm like, well, you know, no. And they'd be like, what happened? Because they know if I don't talk about it, then they know that it wasn't nothing. They'd be like, what did he do? But then again, they'll reach back out and it's kind of like it's a different person. And I already told y'all that they were an asshole or it just didn't work out. So y'all looking at them like, hell no, like you were just an asshole. So it's hard when you tell your friends about somebody you're talking to, your family you're dating, because if you put it back, and that's what I've learned. Some things you can't tell everybody and every friend about the person that you're dating because they're gonna look at them and be like, "Oh no, didn't you just say he?" So that's that's the only thing that's weird and different.
So speaking of that, um, dating within the circle, is it ever okay? And what I mean by dating within the circle is, have you ever talked to a man that one of your friends have talked to or possibly dated and y'all didn't know? Of course, it's two different time periods, but has it ever happened?
It has, and it wasn't that we knew. It was just Kansas is small, you know. Kansas is small, so I've even talked to talked to friends, but it wasn't purposely because I didn't know, you know. Um, but yeah, I've done that. Yeah, but once I find out, depending on the extent of their relationship, if I found out, then I'm like, okay, well, you used to date so and so. I can't, sorry, can't talk to you. But it's okay. But I don't think it's never okay. And it doesn't matter what the extent of the relationship is. Now, if y'all just exchange numbers, and then I met them, but I didn't know, then I get that. But if y'all didn't went on a date and I knew about the date, I'm not doing it because that's wrong. That's like you don't break that. You don't break that code. Like you don't do that. I don't give a damn if it was 10 years ago. If I knew that you dated or y'all talked, that's off limits. I don't. I don't do that. That's not okay.
I believe that too. And I have a little story about that because I had a best friend who turned sister at a very young age. And she and I got so close that she didn't have a dad. So, like,
Hmm.
me and my dad had this very close relationship, and she was like kind of jealous of that. So, my dad ended up taking her in and was just like, you can call me your dad. And so we became like for real sisters. She ended up moving into the house with me. But this girl, my best friend, my sister, I would find her texting and calling the guys that I was talking to. She slept with a few of them, and they even told me about it.
No.
Yes.
Oh no.
And I was
That's
just like,
horrible.
one, she came into my life as a complete tomboy, and I like helped her revamp and be a little girly. And I kind of
Hmm.
feel like I created a monster, and she started
Yeah.
talking to my dudes. And I was just like, oh, I'm glad I didn't sleep with them. But I guess that's the reason why they started
And
talking.
that's never okay. Because I'm like, if somebody text you, jump in your inbox, you shut that down. Like, no, shut it down. Like, that's the man's job to shut it down. And it's kind of like, I know you. You're my friend. I don't know his motive, but you're my friend. I know you. And it's like, that's never okay. Like, and I don't believe in my friend knowing that my friend is because I seen a little skit. The two girls was in a car, One of their friends got out the back seat because she was talking to the guy. The other friend in the front seat, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And the girl didn't say nothing. Oh, no, no, no. When the
Talking
friend
bad
got in
about
the
her.
car, yeah, when the friend got in the car, I would have been like, hey, oh, girl, texting your man. Because that's not okay. Like, I'm like, they've been talking. I would say something. I'm not going to be quiet.
I was just about to ask. So, are you the friend that's gonna say something, or are you the friend who like, listen, this is too much. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Because I feel like I'm the friend
Mm-mm.
who
I'm
wouldn't say
telling.
it in front of her, but we gonna have a conversation. I wouldn't want to be a part of the
Mm-mm.
drama, but I'm definitely gonna let her know what was said.
Mm-mm. I'm saying it right then and there because she was comfortable enough to say that shit in front of me. I'm gonna be comfortable enough to say, "Hey, she's talking to your man, and I don't know what's going on," because I don't want her to be mad at me. Like they're like, "Well, why you didn't say nothing? We right there." You don't know. I'm
So,
gonna say something. I'm
how women
sorry.
are. Women can they'll still get mad at you for saying something. If a woman is in
Right.
love
And
and dumb in love and you go telling them something that they need to hear and need to know, they get in their feelings about it. We know that.
yeah, I have because my cousins they tell me stuff all the time. Do
Mhm.
I like it sometimes? Hell no. But what they saying when I marinate and I think about it, I'm like, they right. I mean it's respected because I'm being blinded. But the older you get, you start to be like, okay, I see what they're talking about. I see what's going on here, and that's just what it is. So you do have to have those boundaries, but you don't want that friend that's always got some say. One thing I will never date is a man that have a woman best friend.
Girl, hold on. Pin that. We can save that for a whole nother episode.
Okay, so we'll table that.
Yes.
So, but yeah,
But before we jump to that, what's your red flags that you look for when you bring a guy around your friend?
the red flag for him or
Yes.
them.
Both, everybody.
If the guy I'm dating, if he's just like asking about like one person or just like, ooh. So like a guy that I dated, we he went to our Thanksgiving celebration one year, right?
Hmm.
He said, "Oh, your family, y'all all got butts around here." Like
Y'all all did what?
got butts. Like y'all got butts. Like, so I'm like, okay, but I'm like, well, you know, I didn't know how to respond to that. I mean, of course we're not together, but
Good.
that was a red flag for me because you said that. Like, it- it's still my family. You should have kept that to yourself.
There was no respect there, so he showed that up front.
Right. You should have kept it to yourself. I know that. Like, I know, but you should have kept it to yourself. So, but with them, I never want them to feel uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
because some people got that vibe where it's the energy from somebody. And I never want them to feel uncomfortable. So if I see them feeling uncomfortable, then that's a red flag for me because I want to know why you feel uncomfortable or, you know, why do you feel this way? So their energy, their aura is something that I pay attention to because if you feel uncomfortable, then I want to know why you're feeling uncomfortable because I never want anybody to feel uncomfortable around someone that I'm dating or seeing. What about you?
think I pay attention to. I used to not be like this, but when I was married, we used to have couples nights, and the other couples would come around. Those girls are my best friends. Like I didn't. I say that because I trust them, right? And I didn't
Hmm.
think that my husband was that disrespectful. Like I knew he was an asshole and a piece of shit, but I didn't know that he would be disrespectful when it came to my friends. Um, but I noticed that he would say little things about one particular friend of mine. And like she had natural hair. He'd be like, I wonder what you would look like with natural hair. Or she would have like a certain hairstyle and he'd be like, oh, I wonder what that would look like on you. And I just be like,
Hmm.
so that's kind of what I look for. Like, kind of just what you said. Like, what are they bringing up? What are they looking at? What are they paying attention to? What do they keep saying? Why? Because why? Yeah. But in that
Hmm.
situation, like, I remember going to my friend just to kind of see how she would react to it to make sure I could trust her. And she was not even paying attention to nothing. She was like, well, first of all, with the man that I married, nobody wanted him but me, and I didn't even want him. So, it was safe. But yeah, so I pay attention to, how the man is acting around my female friends, and if the women are like making eye contact to the point where it's like, oh, okay, I know him or he seems familiar. Like, I pay attention to all of that.
Have to. I mean, I think it's important. And I think with me, because like I just took a break from dating. So
Mhm.
I I have a date Saturday. So
Oh,
I'm
you
excited. And it was like I'm excited about it because he's a man.
oh my
He's a
gosh.
man. He's just because the only reason why is because he's funny, and it's like I just text him because I hadn't talked to him. I text him, said, you're taking me on a date Saturday. He said, okay. He called. He said, well, we'll go somewhere that you never been. Let's do that. I said, well, you tell me where you've been, and then I'll pick from to see if I've been there. I like the fact that I just text you and was like, you're taking me on a date on Saturday, because he basically left the ball in my court, because he said, you let me know when I can take you out.
Mhm.
So I I said, hey, you taking me on a date on Saturday? He was like, okay. And I like that he was like, oh man, like he was taking control,
You keep saying a man. What makes him a man? I want to know what
because
a
he
man.
because he took because when I was looking at listening to this one thing, and they said if a man can take control and like plan the date, that's something that you should. He wants to date you, like he planning the date. He told me, he put the ball in my court, like, you let me know when I can take you out. And I just text him and was like, hey, when you taking me out on Saturday? He didn't say, oh, I got something to do. And I texted him this on Monday. He didn't say I have something to do. He said, okay, let's do something you haven't done before. So it's a movie coming out Friday, Sinners. It's with Michael B. Jordan.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so it's a movie. So I'm like, I love watching movies. So I was like, oh, I said, it's a movie coming out Friday, Sinners. He was like, I want to go see that. I was like, we can do that and then dinner. But I love that he took the initiative to be like, you know, oh,
So I take it that this is not a man that is of the Caucasus Mountain.
what does that mean?
Is this man from the? Is he a descendant of Africa or is he a
He
Caucasian?
black. He black. And he's not old. He black and he ain't old. He gonna be blushing a little bit because I did have him listen to our podcast. He called and said, "You going in white men's basements? That's what you're doing."
Listen, I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to know why, but we listen.
Yeah, I know they do. So let me that I mean, and it's so funny, that we can laugh about it, and I, you don't go in nobody's basement. Like, yeah, I did it. Don't go in nobody's basement.
You don't have to
It
tell
was
people.
it, it was an right. It was an experience. I don't want to do it again. I know better now. No, but no, it's fine. But and I mean, when to me, when you can have those phone conversations with someone, because within a phone conversation, if you want to go somewhere, or how they'll be with your family for that matter. My thing is, because me and my family, we're always doing stuff, and even us, we always going out to dinner. We've always said we want to do the double dating thing. Um, I have to make sure that he's down with that. I got to make sure he wants to do game night. I've never done game night, so when you said you and your friends, like, I've never been married, so I can't speak on that because I've never before I say never. Okay, yeah, I never went on like I went on a blind date, but I've never, with a friend and her guy, they hooked me up with a guy. I did that, but I've never my own never went on like a double date. Never did it.
Try that. I want somebody to blindly hook me up and sit next to me. So if I need, a wing man.
I and clearly she didn't know me because I won't. I mean, because of what you brought to me, the guy was nice looking, but when you under the table counting your money, no, sir, that was
Oh, poor
not
little thing.
okay. So, like, I wouldn't bring you Stevie Wonder, if I was like,
Well,
I'm like, no,
listen,
you,
I'll do a Stevie Wonder because he can't see no other bitch for me. Listen,
you, so you just date a blind man.
if that's the only way I could be happy in a relationship is by a man not being able to see another bitch, I'm very
He gonna be like, I got eyes. I only got eyes for you.
disability checks and fidelity is on point.
Yeah, you put it like that, I guess.
I
I
only
don't
got
know.
eyes
I'm
for
just
you, and he a liar.
right, right, because you can't even see me.
Right. That is funny.
Like, come on. So, what if you? What if your friend just be like, now, mind you, you don't get no vibes from him. Like you're cool. What if they come to you and just be like, it's just something about him
I would have to consider the source almost because it's
of
like,
the person, of
yeah,
the friend that can. Okay, I got you.
I always do that first, and it's not like it's no shade towards anybody I love, but it's like if you one, I don't hang around perfect people. I need people who's flawed in my life, right? Because I need people who are not like looking down on me. I need for us
Hmm.
to be able to relate. Um,
Hmm.
if I call you my friend. But it's like my friends, we all have our stuff. And if I call you a friend, I know you well enough to know where it's coming from. So sometimes people can project, and then sometimes people know stuff but don't really want to say it. But then
Hmm.
sometimes it comes from a genuine place. So you have to like really consider the source.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with that because it's kind of like, what are you, what are you feeling? Like, I want to know. Like, you just saying that it's just something about him.
Yeah.
But sometimes people just say it's just something about him that I just because you don't like them. Like you can be saying it because you don't like them. Like that's crazy to me. Okay, another thing. So let's say that. Okay, do you watch Married to Medicine?
I do. One of my favorite shows.
Okay, right. Okay, so you see how they had a couple trip, right?
Yes.
And then you see how, let's say you, me, we have other friends,
Mhm.
and one of the friends been married for over 10 years like that. They get a divorce. Is it who leaves the group? Who leaves the circle? Who cannot come?
I'm a girl's girl. So it there's two things. It depends on who I knew first. Are you in this group because me and your husband are cool, or are you in this group because I knew you? But then the second part of that is if this is 10 plus years, like you the homie regardless of how you got here. So
Right.
kind of depends on the situation. Why did we divorce? And then I can pick a side. I hate picking sides, but I would have to because I don't think it's healthy to bring the divorced couples on a trip together with their new people and then expect,
Hmm.
people to get along with them. Or, and I'm talking about married to medicine, but to your point, like I wouldn't want to pick a side and bring that person into the friend group or on the trip, and then other people looking at me sideways, like why we
What
can't
the
have both
hell?
people here or nobody.
Right. Uh, I I'm a girl's girl, and I don't give a shit if I knew him first. This is my girl. Yeah, I know that you move on and you're gonna meet somebody else. I know that. 10 plus years. That's my girl. Like, I'll be like, look, you know, Gary is, he's seeing somebody else, but you my girl. Like, we probably done been through some shit. Like, I didn't hear you cry, you didn't see me cry. You know, I just can't be like, just because y'all not married no more, I still want you to come around. So let's say if I had a celebration and
Mhm.
the guy still, because that's our man's friend, I will, it's my celebration, so I'm going to invite her. He can come, but let him know that she will be there, and I will let her know that he will be there. And if my man is having a birthday celebration, I'm throwing something for him, and that's his friend, but I'll let my friend know, hey, you're always more than welcome to come, but
Yeah.
Gary's gonna be there, and he may bring his other woman. So you can come if you choose to come. That's fine. If not, that's fine too.
I wouldn't
But
be
I'm gonna
okay with
roll with her.
no.
You wouldn't do that?
I wouldn't do the other woman though. Like if this is a friend thing, this is a celebration. Come celebrate
I
your friend. You ain't gotta bring
do.
your
I still respect her. I respect
unless
her.
they're married. Like leave that hoe at home. But at the same
I
time,
mean,
it's like
that's a woman. Just like if we going into a friend group, if we're dating someone, you want them to tell, oh, leave her at fucking home because
but
she's
that
just your
is
girlfriend.
it's his responsibility to be like wherever my woman is not welcome, I won't step foot. That's on him.
Right. But I would never want, and it's kind of like, I wouldn't be shady with her, but I'm gonna let her know, like, hey, this is my girl. Like, I still talk to her, and I hope you respect that. You can come around if you want. If you don't, no, because I know my girl, and if they have, and it depends on how the breakup was.
Yeah.
How if y'all just broke up, like I wouldn't even put y'all in the same setting. Be just because. If you hurt her, like if you hurt my friend and you expect me to, I'm gonna be a little shady with you. I'm sorry. Like Gary, you fucking hurt my friend. Like fuck you, Gary.
Listen,
Like no.
because if you have a birthday celebration and you invited me and my ex, and you know which one I'm talking about, and he brought another bitch in there, your party
But
is
you
going
but
up
you
in
already
smoke.
know. You already know I said fuck you. This is my girl, and that's
Okay.
just what it is. You already know that.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
a ride. I'm a ride. Like, no, 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 no. We're not doing that. But I am a girl's girl. Like, you can't, like, it will be hard to even say anything to me. Gary couldn't have come to me like, well, we didn't be. No, Gary, I don't care. I
Mhm.
respect you. I won't disrespect you. But you can't tell me nothing about my friend. You can't tell me nothing about her.
Period.
And I don't even know who Gary is, so I'm just using a name. So they
Right. We
don't
gotta make that
be like,
clear.
oh, who's Gary? Be trying to look Gary up. I don't even know who Gary is. It was just a cool name. It's not a, it's a random name. So yeah,
Period.
Gary is just Gary.
Well, we can wrap
What
this
else
on
we got going on? Okay, what else we got going? Let me make
that.
sure
I
we
think
covered.
we are definitely
Okay,
over our time.
we are. That was fast.
The
Okay, guys.
audacity.
Well, what are we talking next? What are we doing next? You gonna let them know?
We are going to do the audacity of men thinking that it's not cheating if you're not married.
Oh, good one. I
That's
like
what we're going to
that.
talk about next.
Okay. Well,
So,
bye. We're working on our Facebook page where you can feel free to send us messages, anything that you feel like we need to talk about, or if you got something to share, anything, feel free. Once we get it up and going. But thank you everybody that tuned in to the last show and listened. Well, not tune in because we're not live, but who listened and who supported us. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you. So till next time, bye.
peace out.